Imagine this: a battlefield ravaged by explosions, an army in retreat, and a small figure, no taller than a rifle, darting between tanks. This isn't a tale of a seasoned soldier or a hardened veteran. No, this is the story of a child. At just 6 years old, Sergei Aleshkov became a hero of World War II, defying every expectation and rewriting the rules of courage. War has a way of stealing childhoods, but what if childhood fights back? Sergei's story begins in a tiny village in the Soviet Union, one of many swept up in the merciless tide of the Nazi invasion. His mother and brother were killed in the chaos. Alone, scared, and surrounded by destruction, Sergei's life could have ended there. But what he did next wasn't just survival. It was extraordinary. Let's pause here for a second. Have you ever felt small, powerless, as if the world was too big and you too insignificant? Sergei's story isn't just about war, it's about flipping that script. If a 6-year-old could face unimaginable odds, what does that say about what we're capable of? Now back to Sergei. By sheer chance, he stumbled upon a group of Soviet soldiers. They could have turned him away, but instead they took him in. Think about that for a moment. A battalion, weary from battle, decides to adopt a child. Why? Because even in the depths of war, humanity finds a way to shine. From the start, Sergei was no ordinary recruit. Despite his age, he quickly became a symbol of hope for the soldiers. He ran messages across the battlefield, a task so dangerous that even seasoned soldiers hesitated. Why would a 6-year-old volunteer for such missions? Was it bravery? Naivety? Or something deeper, a sense of purpose that defied his age? Here's the twist: Sergei's courage didn't just inspire his comrades. It also caught the attention of high-ranking officers. He was awarded the Medal for Courage, one of the Soviet Union's highest honors. Think about it: a child, barely old enough to write his name, standing shoulder to shoulder with men twice or even 3 times his age. That's not just history. That's a legend in the making. But wait, it gets stranger. There's a story about Sergei that almost defies belief. During one mission, a grenade landed near a group of soldiers. Without hesitation, Sergei picked it up and hurled it back toward the enemy. A 6-year-old? Tossing a grenade. Are you picturing this? Because it's the kind of scene Hollywood would tone down for being too unbelievable. And just when you think you've heard it all, there's more. Sergei's impact wasn't limited to the battlefield. After the war, his story spread across the Soviet Union, inspiring generations. Schools were named after him. Statues erected in his honor. His legacy became a rallying cry, a reminder that even the smallest among us can make the biggest difference. But here's the real question: why does Sergei's story matter now? What can we, sitting in the comfort of our homes, possibly learn from a boy who lived through one of the darkest chapters of history? Maybe it's this: courage isn't about size, age, or even skill. It's about heart. Sergei didn't have the luxury of time or choice. He acted because he had to. And isn't that the essence of heroism? Doing what needs to be done, even when every instinct tells you to run? So, what would you do in Sergei's shoes? Could you face fear and act anyway? Could you find hope in a hopeless situation? These aren't just rhetorical questions. They're challenges. Because while we're not dodging grenades, life throws its own kind of battles at us every day. Here's a final thought to leave you with: Sergei didn't choose to be a hero. He simply chose not to give up. And maybe, just maybe, that's the most heroic choice of all. So the next time you're faced with something that feels impossible, remember Sergei. If a 6-year-old could change the course of history, what's stopping you?